You guys may all think that you're free and you make your own choices and you are the author of your own life. And in one way, that's slightly true, but it's also 100% not true. Now, let's talk a little bit about how we know that it's not true. Right now, as we speak, you are being programmed. You're being programmed by the most powerful thing that has ever existed in the entire world. Um, this device you hold in your hand that you're on, whatever, 6, 8, 10 hours a day, scrolling, looking at stuff. Even on your work computer, the ads are popping up on the right hand thing. You're looking at other stuff. Everything is vying for not only your attention, but it's vying for your soul. Like it wants your soul, it wants your compliance, it wants to. I made a video about this. It wants to yoke you. It wants to be a yoke upon your back. How do you know this, Rich? How do you know this? And how do I know that we can also fix it? So check this out. I was at a farm a couple weeks ago, and it's like one of these ones that's open to the public, and there's things for the kids to do, and mazes and flowers, and like all this other stuff. And I'm there, and everyone, I mean, except me and my family, everyone is dressed like actual lunatics, right? So gals are in the biker shorts and the things and the tank tops and the tattooed up and the ear thing and the nose piercings and stuff. And this is like I'm talking about we're way out in the country. Like we're way out there. We're in like conservativeville, all these districts out here vote red every time. So everyone's doing that. Everyone's pierced up. All these families are interesting. Everyone's obese. I mean, not everyone, but like, I mean, you could count it up. It's like something stupid, like 19 out of 20 people are. Would you consider obese? The men are look like they're dressed up like grown up boys. It's eye opening. Oh, don't be judgmental. But I'm going to be judgmental because that's part of human nature. That's what we do, right? So anyway, you guys have all seen this, and you've seen it in the most conservative areas, like stuff you'd expect in the most liberal areas. But you've seen it in the most conservative areas, where this is the new norm. The people that were punk, that were alternative, are now the mainstream, and the punk alternative people are the ones that aren't covered in tattoos, that have a an unbroken family, that are raising their kids, that are checked out of media, blah 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 blah. Anyway, so I'm viewing all this at the farm, and there I come to think to myself, everyone looks like this. Everyone's values have shifted into this where it seems normal, and that's from TV, and everybody is beautiful, and like all this, what we'll call it is social engineering. You know, uh, we'll call it propaganda in a way. I was thinking the one thing everybody's probably getting high in their cars, using gummies, like doing all this stuff, right? Because that's propaganda says that's good. This is good. This is acceptable. This is how you do it. You are who you are. You lead your own life. You're an individual. You're this. To bring it around, the one thing that everyone was not doing is smoking. Like smoking just cigarettes. No one's smoking cigarettes. Now, if you were to dial that back, we were whatever in the 90s, even in the early 2000s, in this population, everyone would still be smoking. Smoking was still legal indoors. So, Rich, where are you going with this, man? What do you got to say about so what? So they're not smoking. Who gives a crap? I'll tell you why it matters. and why this is like a very clear example, a very recent example of the propaganda machine and the programming and all of what's going on in the background, and why you should wake up, be cautious to it. I'm not. So here's the reason why. That non-smoking, like super big push campaign, like, yeah, the Surgeon General came out in the 1960s and was like, what, we don't know about smoking. Everybody kept smoking. In the 1970s, like, maybe you shouldn't smoke when you're pregnant. Maybe you should. I don't know. But it was not a push yet. It wasn't until the 90s when the non-smoking folks and the government really got their hooks and tentacles in, so to speak, into the government and getting into legislatures and having laws changed that took effect. Up until then, it was normal for everybody to smoke. Like, you went to bars, people smoked. You out in the street, everyone's smoking. Like, people are just smoking everywhere. You could still smoke in offices, like, perfectly normal. Everyone just, not everyone, but like most of the population smoked, and even the portion of the population that didn't smoke was not like, they didn't give a crap if you smoked. They didn't care. They'd go smoke. All of a sudden, all these things in the media, with the doctors, with the government, with the state legislators, with the municipalities, everything just came together, and all of a sudden, a big push was made for no smoking, change the laws, like take it out of the office, take it off the airplanes, not in the airport, not here, not there. Can't do it in a bar. You got to close down the bar. January 1st, we're not smoking anymore. Now we're going to put smokers in like a little huddle in the back of the building next to the dumpster. And we're going to put cones around it. And we're going to put a cage. And we're going to say this area is for smoking, but this area is not. No smoking at playgrounds. That happened from the 90s till now, right? A very, very short amount of time. Like, we're talking, what? That's 35 years to today, right? That's 35 years. 35 years, a campaign, a propaganda campaign, got underway that involved governments and peoples and laws being passed and warnings being put on, and like a constant like push, 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 push. And it changed the entire American landscape in 35 years with the amount of people that smoke and the amount of people that do not smoke now. So where are we going with this, Rich? Cool, man. 35 years, that happened. We look at what's happening now with the social program and the social engineering with the body type stuff and the tattoos and the nose rings and the facial tattoos, and neck tattoos, and not just tattoos, but like like the health stuff. Like, hey, if you're overweight, like that's acceptable. Like, this is cool, that's cool. Everything is acceptable. Everything is like, no one can, discriminate against anything. What I'm saying is that's also the same propaganda. That propaganda is being put out there to make you sick, to make you weak, to weaken your mind, to weaken your body. In turn, what does the non-smoking campaign say? That in 35 years, you can run a successful propaganda to reinvigorate American values, to reinvigorate the family, to reinvigorate marriage, raising kids properly, not using CBD oils and doing all this stuff and taking these pills and taking this shot and you're fat, you don't feel good, and you pop a pill and you do this. That could happen within a very short amount of time. But it's going to take a lot, right? Because the non-smoking thing, that's like the first trickle of it started in the 1960s. And then the big push didn't happen to the 90s. But it starts now, guys. And it's like, oh, the government will take care of this for me, and we just need to elect the right people. Nah, man, it starts with you. It starts with you getting your shit together. You getting to the gym. you taking care of yourself. It starts with the individual because that's how the whole non-smoking thing started. Started a couple of people are like, "Oh man, I don't think this is a good idea." They start campaigning for it. It starts at the home. It starts with you. It starts with the men. It doesn't start with your wives. It doesn't start with the women. It starts with you. You governing your house. You having values. You keeping your family together. You letting who's in your family and who's out of your family. As far as like friendships and who you guys mix with and how you live your lives and what you do and the content that you consume and the content your family consumes, it starts with you. And in a very short amount of time, the whole tide can change. The whole entire thing. Because right now, the way it's going, I see a lot of plugged in, quote unquote, to the matrix, plugged in people to social propaganda. I see them super plugged in that they need the next thing. They could fill the void in their heart with consumerism or a new tattoo or a piercing or a shot or a pill or comfort videos on the internet or a course or a seminar or I'm going to a talk or not, no one's going to talk anymore, but I'm going to watch a talk on the internet or I'm going to get this book or listen to this audiobook. I'm going to change my life this way. Like those fixes aren't working. Those fixes, what they are, is they're tricks. They're tricks to make you feel like you're doing something to extract money from you. That's what they are. That's why I don't feel like making a lot of these videos. I told you in these videos, like, the selfish reason that I'm making these videos is because I want my children and their children to grow up in a stronger family, God oriented world. That's what I would like. Selfishly, I want to surround myself with more strong dudes, like, right? Like, steel sharpens steel. It's a tongue twister, right? Selfishly, that's who the people I want to surround myself with. Do you share my values? Do you live kind of sort of like this? Or are you questioning to live like this? Where you want to ask me questions about it? Or I'm surrounding myself with people that are better than me, like on purpose. So I can ask questions like, hey, how do you do this? Like, how do you check out of this? Like, how are you raising your kids? Like, what are you guys doing? Like, you want to know all these things. The point is, guys, is it starts right here, like with you, whether you're married or you're not married, whether you're young, whether you're middle aged, it starts with you. Those small steps of realigning your values. And that means checking off this device. That means checking off, you know, whatever TV, like anything you're watching, like some of the stupid stuff, because that stuff is programming you. That stuff is literally taking your mind and twisting it just like that. And that's jacking you up. Like every time you see that stuff on TV and you see like weird relationships on TV and like all like just so many broken things, like that's that's you being programmed to think that that's okay. And the other thing too is the tolerance thing. Like, how do I explain this in a proper way? You tolerate. How do I say this? Tolerate stuff that you have to tolerate. Like, I don't know, man. Like, tolerate like having to wake up with crying babies. Like that's what tolerance is, right? You tolerate that. Like it's not very comfortable. You do your job. You wake up with crying babies, whatever it might be. You know, I don't know if you guys don't have kids. I don't know how to make the analogy. Like you tolerate that stuff, right? Tolerate like, oh, I don't like waking up early. I gotta get to my job at whatever, 7 a.m. and it takes me an hour to get there. So you tolerate that. You tolerate that drive. Cool. You don't tolerate everything. Like there comes a point where toleration is not helpful, nor is it good. And it's not doing anybody else good for you just to turn a blind eye to everything and associate with everything and everything is okay. Because that's not true. That's a lie. That's a lie. Everything is not okay. Every way to be and way to live under the sun is not the right way to live. Like we know it. There's a right way. There's a wrong way. There's a good way. There's not a good way. There's a way that leads to life, and that there's a way that leads to destruction. Again, the church is very clear on this teaching and always has been. And I would just get those books and I would read them. I mean, I recommend easy peasy, just get the Baltimore Catechism. So easy to digest. Get Baltimore Catechism number 4. Anyway, so see this thing for what it is. Your handheld propaganda machine. Be very cautious with it. Start checking out of those things so you can wake up and see what you can see and start reading good books. And know that all of this starts with you, and know that too, while 35 years might seem like a long time, if the non-smoking campaign can change the course of American life, then within 35 years we could change it back to what it's supposed to be. Good, holy, godly people, good family, and a very strong society. So if you like this, share, subscribe, whatever, make a comment. And then I suggest you shut this thing down, shut it off, and get off. And don't keep scrolling. Out.